Graphical representation of motion. So first is distance time graph for velocity time graph. So we need to discuss about two types of graph. One is distance time graph and velocity time graph. So first one is distance time graph for uniform motion and distance time graph for non-uniform motion. So in distance time graph, distance we have to mention on y-axis and time should be on x-axis. Time is always on x-axis. Okay. See, this graph, first graph shows that the distance time graph for uniform motion. See the line, the straight line. The straight line indicates distance time graph for uniform motion. Next, distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Oh, here also it become uniform motion. Sorry, that should be a non-uniform motion. Distance time graph for non-uniform motion. See that curved line. The curved line indicate object is moving in non-uniform motion. This is distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Next one, if in case in distance time graph, the line is parallel to x-axis, what it indicate? It indicate object is at rest. Okay, in distance time graph, the line is parallel to x-axis shows the object is at rest because there is no change in distance. Is it clear? So this is about distance time graph. Next is in distance time graph three types. One is uniform motion, other one is non-uniform motion, and third one is the line is parallel to x-axis indicate object is at rest. Okay, so straight line indicate uniform motion, curved line indicate in the graph non-uniform motion, and the line parallel to x-axis indicates object is at rest. Next one, velocity time graph. So velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. Listen now, for distance time graph we can calculate speed of an object because distance divided by time. In velocity time graph we can calculate acceleration because velocity divided by time. See, this is velocity time graph. In y-axis we have to mention velocity in meter per second, x-axis we have to mention time. So now here in this graph, time should be on x-axis and velocity should be on y-axis. So we can use velocity time graph to determine acceleration and distance covered by an object. Yes, we can find out distance covered by an object by using velocity time graph, and we can calculate acceleration of the object. So this is very important. Listen carefully. The area enclosed by the velocity time graph means area enclosed by velocity time graph and time axis is equal to magnitude of displacement, or the area occupied by velocity time graph gives distance covered by the object. Okay, the area covered by the, if you calculate area covered by the velocity time graph, it gives a distance covered by the object. So next we need to discuss some regarding this concept. You will get to know that if we calculate area of this distance time area of this velocity time graph, it gives object covered some distance. So object covered by the distance. Is it clear? Okay, one question is surely will get here. We may ask like area occupied by velocity time graph gives dash. What it gives? It gives distance covered by the object. Next is velocity time graph for non-uniform motion. So obviously same thing only, the velocity time graph for non-uniform motion is curved thing only. Here also will get curved only. Only thing is you have to interchange instead of distance velocity. So velocity in meter per second and time is in second. Okay. Next is in velocity time graph, if line is parallel to x-axis, it indicates object moving in uniform motion. Okay, listen carefully. In velocity time graph, the line is parallel to x-axis indicates object is in uniform motion. Is it clear? So one straight line is uniform acceleration in velocity time graph, and curved line is uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration, and the line parallel to x-axis is object is in uniform motion. Okay, so all these regarding these graph you may get one question. Next, so we have to discuss this sum. So this sum already I have given in a classwork, so you can practice yourself. Once again I'm going to explain. Listen now. The velocity time graph shows the motion of an object. Answer the following. So first what we have to find out, find acceleration and its type of acceleration or type of an object from O to A to B, and B to C. So we have to find out acceleration from O to A to B, and B to C, and we have to say that what type of acceleration is that, whether positive or negative acceleration. Next, we have to find out distance covered by the object. So just now we have discussed distance covered by the object means we need to find out the area of OABC. So this is very important, some listen carefully. So first we are going to calculate acceleration. So how to calculate acceleration? Acceleration from O to A. So first you have to know that which is initial velocity and which one is final velocity. See, keep in your mind, velocities we are considering always y-axis value. Okay, time always we are considering x-axis value. Okay, that is the first thing. So now we are going to calculate acceleration from O to A. So now what is initial velocity here? Initial velocity is 0 because O to A object is start from rest. So initial velocity is 0. Now what about final velocity? Final velocity means velocity at A. You go parallel to the y-axis. You consider the y-axis value at A. So that is 20 only. No, if you take a parallel to the x-axis, you will get 20 meter per second. So 20 meter per second is a final velocity. What is time? You see the time from 0 to A in x-axis. What is 0 to 10, right? So 10 second is a time. So this is how you have to collect the data. Okay, same formula, acceleration is equal to v minus u by t. You substitute now. A is equal to 20 minus 0 divided by 10. So 20 minus 0 is 20 only. So 20 divided by 10. So that is A is equal to acceleration is equal to 2 meter per second square. So here acceleration is positive, right? Because velocity is increases from 0 to 20 meter per second. Second one, acceleration from A to B. So in acceleration from A to B, there is no change in velocity at all. So that initial velocity as well as final velocity. You see x-axis A to B, is there any change? No, there is no change at all. From A to B, velocity is constant. So V is equal to 20 meter per second. So U also 20 meter per second. So substitute the value here. A is equal to V minus U by T. So 20 minus 20 divided by 20. So 20 minus 20 is 0. 0 divided by 20 is 0 meter per second, means there is no acceleration at all. So this we can call it as a zero acceleration. Next, third one. So we need to find out acceleration from B to C. Sorry, that should be B to C. Here is become A to B. That should be B to C. So now here initial velocity is u because object is at B. B means C, the corresponding y-axis value you see here 20 meter per second only. So initial velocity is 20 meter per second. And C, finally it come to rest. So final velocity is 0. And time taken, so time taken from where to where? From 30 to 40. What's the difference? 30 to 40. So 30 to 40 is how much? 10 second. So now A is equal to V minus U by T. So 0 minus 20. Okay, 0 minus 20 divided by 10. 0 minus 20 is minus 20. So minus 20 divided by 10 is minus 2 meter per second square. So here acceleration is negative because it decreasing speed or decreasing velocity. So I hope you clear this concept how to calculate acceleration. Next is about to calculate distance covered by the object. So distance covered by the object is equal to area of OABC occupied by velocity time graph. This you have to write. This is a formula actually. Okay. Next, how to find out this area? So first OAD, wherever 10 and 30 is there, you make it as D and E. I didn't write here. You can make it D and E. Okay. So area of OAD means area of triangle OAD plus area of square. You can see that this is square only because 10 to 30 difference is 20, and again in vertical line. So D to A, D I didn't mention there. Wherever 10 is there, where 10 is, this 10 is there, no, you can mention D. So D to A is also 20. You can see that 0 to 20. So now area of square ABED plus area of triangle BCE at last. So now you can substitute the value here. What is the formula to calculate area of triangle? Half into base into height. So half into OD. OD means 10. OD half into OD into AD plus area of square is length into breadth, means D into AD plus again half into base into height, half into EC into E. I didn't mention there. Okay, EC into BE. Substitute all the values. half into 10 into 20 plus 20 into 20 plus half into 10 into 20. So if you simplify this, you will get 5 into 20 plus 400. 20 into 20 is 400 plus 5 into 20. So at last, how 5 into 20? You can calculate you can cancel 2 ones are 2 fives are. So after calculation, you will get 600 meters. 600 meter is a distance covered by the object. This is very simple sum and very important sum. You can go through this. So only thing is we may change the values or you may get same sum itself. You can go through this sum. You can practice this sum. Next is last concept is uniform circular motion. So circular motion means what? The motion of a body along a circular path is called circular motion. Any object moving in a circular path, we can call it as a circular motion. Okay. If you go for definition of circular motion, the motion of a body along a circular path with constant speed or uniform speed are called uniform circular motion. An object moving in a uniform speed, we can call it as a uniform circular motion. For example, moon is revolving around the earth. This is a uniform circular motion. Next, an artificial satellite is moving around the earth. This is also an example of uniform circular motion. This is the definition of uniform circular motion. So uniform circular motion is also known as accelerated motion. Okay, so velocity or speed of an object in uniform circular motion. See what happens in uniform circular motion about velocity and speed. In uniform motion, speed is constant, but velocity is not constant. Why? Because circular motion, in circular motion, each and every point changes the direction. So direction changes means obviously velocity should be changed. Why? Because velocity has magnitude and direction. What about speed? Speed does not change because it does not have direction at all. Okay, so in uniform motion, speed is constant but velocity is not constant because of change in direction of an object. Okay, change in direction of an object means velocity is changes but speed is constant. Next, you see uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion. Keep in your mind, uniform circular motion is an accelerated motion because in circular motion, a body continuously changes its direction, causes change in velocity. Okay, so in uniform circular motion, velocity changes because direction changes. So velocity changes means obviously that is accelerated motion only. Is it clear? So uniform circular motion is also known as dash. We may give 4 options. So you can tick for accelerated motion. Is it clear? Next is we are going to calculate the formula to formula for velocity in uniform circular motion. If an object moving in uniform circular motion, what is the formula to calculate velocity? If a body move in a circular path of distance covered is equal to the circumference of the circle itself. No, the distance covered in a circular path means that is one complete circle. So circumference of circle itself, that is 2 pi r. If a body takes t seconds at one complete round, so what happens? Velocity is equal to distance divided by time. Distance means circumference divided by time. So now circumference of a circle formula is v is equal to 2 pi r divided by t. So this is a formula to calculate velocity in circular motion. I hope you clear the concept. Okay, keep in your mind, uniform circular motion is a accelerated motion because of change in velocity. Is it clear? So I hope you clear this concept. So now we came to end of this session. So this that's it. This is a revision. You can go through once or twice. You can watch this video once or twice. So you can make some important points, which are the questions we are going to ask and all. Okay. So write well in multiple choice. If you get 1 or 2 sums, what you have to do? You have to work out. So you have to work out and you should find out the answer. So then you should tick correct answer. Okay. So once or twice you revise this one. Okay, children. Thank you and wish you all the best for your exams.